Hey guys, Mike here with StoneCoatCountertops.com. Thanks for watching our video on durability of Stone Coat countertops. Today we're going to show you all kinds of experiments that we've done and that we continue to do to make sure Stone Coat countertops are very durable and suitable for kitchen and bath use, as well as dining tables and desks and all sorts of fun projects. So we're going to show you what it can handle and what it can't handle. And just in case you do damage your Stone Coat countertops, we're going to show you how to fix it. Actually, anybody who can do Stone Coat has the ability to fix it. It's really not that difficult. So we're going to show you the real world application of Stone Coat countertops.
Hi, I'm Catherine with Stone Coat Countertops. We're going to be doing some durability tests today, and the one that I'm in charge of is our heat tests. So we're going to do two different experiments or demonstrations here. I'm going to fry an egg in one of these pans, and I'm also going to start boiling water in another one. We're going to see what happens on our countertops after the process has happened. So I already got my pans nice and hot. Our water's going to be boiling here soon. So one of the things that are really great about the countertops is not only are they beautiful, we like to call them functional art. And so as we are waiting for this to cook, we always have customers ask us different questions, one of which is, well, how hot what can we put on it? Well, I like to call these the uh-oh tests. Something that you probably aren't going to want to do all the time, but just in case of incidental exposure, like for instance, right now, I'm using a pretty small pan on a bigger surface, and if I was using a different style pan, I might touch this and go, oh, it's hot, and put it on my countertop to get it out while I went ahead and maybe addressed the burn. So if that happens, we're going to go ahead and show you what our countertops will look like after that type of incidental exposure. But we'll take it a little farther because, you know, we like to do things extreme over in this side of Stone Coat Countertops world. Starting to get hot.
It's looking good.
I know it's making me hungry. All right. Our water's starting to get ready to boil here. Bubbles are starting to go. Probably give that another at least a minute or so. Both of these things will be ready.
Yeah, let's get that water boiling to a rolling boil there.
All right. All right. So we have 4 boys, and in order to have 4 boys and have countertops last, you have to do a lot of these different tests. So we've done all these tests before. I already know the outcome. We're doing this for your benefit. All right, I'm going to take this thing and, oh no, ow, I burned myself. Let's turn it off so I really don't burn myself. And I'm going to let that continue to burn and boil in the back. It's almost ready. It's starting to kind of bubble back there. You can hear the sizzle of that egg. Can you hear that, Mike?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's hot. I could feel the heat coming off of it.
All right. That pan's still cooking that egg, and I want to eat it, so I'm going to take it off. But we'll leave the pan on there.
Yeah, leave that pan right on the surface.
All right. Water's getting ready. It's almost there. Some of it's starting that roll and boil. We want to get that pasta grade rolling, right, Mike?
I don't even know what that means.
All right, here we go. Give it another 15 seconds or so and we should be ready to move. All right. Oh no, I'm having a really bad day now. I just burned myself again. All right, we're gonna let that sit. We just put it right on the surface. We didn't really even stop, didn't let it do anything. We're gonna let that sit there and cool. And then we'll show you kind of how that'll affect the countertops. This pan's already getting cooled down.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think it's been long enough, man.
Think it's proven
I
that you
think I
could.
would have bandaged myself and been drinking some lemonade by this time.
All right,
I got hurt.
let's show them the outcome there.
All right. So we got both of these pans.
Move your eggs there. Get
Oop.
that all cleaned off.
Get this out of here. I'm gonna wipe down my counter like Mike said. Okay. And it's still pretty warm, but as you can see, I mean, I can touch it, and the heat's dissipating really quickly. But as you can see, Mike, can you get the reflection in this really well? I mean, it has not created any type of problem with the surface. It's just beautiful.
There's no raised portion of the surface. Wow, it's very warm right here where it was. It's not burning my hand, but it's warm, and there's no ring from that pot. That's beautiful.
I think that's called a success.
Yeah.
Success story. There you go.
I would say Stone Coat countertops can handle hot pots being set on them.
It can handle the heat in the kitchen.
Yes.
There you go.
So yeah, we appreciate that question, and that should answer it for you. Again, we don't recommend setting your hot pots on your counters over and over again, but if you needed to, it's very heat resistant.
Yeah.
Treat these good, and they're going to last you many years of great service. So thank you for watching this portion, and stay tuned for the rest of our durability video. First thing we get asked a lot is this impact resistant? If I drop something on my countertop, is it going to permanently damage it? Let me answer that question. So right here is your simple household hammer, and this is a sample of Stone Coat that we pour. We do a lot of samples, and the reason we do samples is because it lets us practice our color technique. It shows our customers what we can do. It also gives us something to test on. I don't want to do this actual test on our existing surface here in an actual home, but I will show you that this. Let me do it. Can you do a close up to show that there's no damage here? Or
yes.
Is that a good shot there?
Yeah. Now put it on its side a little bit.
Like here?
Perfect. Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, so now I'd say it's pretty impact resistant. If you did that to a tile or a piece of natural stone or corian, it's gonna fracture. With our material, this is right over MDF, and it's 2 coats over MDF. It's very impact resistant. You're not gonna hurt it by dropping something, real heavy on that surface. That's a beautiful feel. If you do get like a point that hits it, you're gonna mark it, but later I'll show you how to fix that. But a blunt force trauma doesn't hurt it. So that's our first test. Next thing we're gonna show you is heat resistant. So here's another sample. This one's actually a little newer of a sample. It's just cured for just 30 days. Can you see that sample?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you one of my favorite tests to do. Actually, I'm so confident in this test, we're gonna do it right here on this surface. So I'm gonna get a little bit of alcohol. This is 91% isopropyl alcohol. This is exactly what we use in our, sprayed some. This is exactly what we use in our videos to put metallic into and spray them on our counters. But this is a cured surface. This surface is been cured. All these surfaces have been cured for a minimum of 30 days. You reach your full strength after 30 days. So just remember that when you go to practice one of these tests on your own counters, which you better be careful. All right, so I'm gonna spray a little bit of alcohol on there and light that up. There you go. That's where I sprayed all that alcohol. We'll let that burn out and show you exactly what happens here with Stone Coat countertops. They're very heat resistant. Get a little bit of water and I'll wash that down. I'll show you that there is absolutely no damage here to the surface. We did our test earlier to show you hot pans, but you know, direct heat like that isn't going to hurt it either. All right, can you see? Now, being here in real life, you definitely, you know, that's definitely the best way to go. Hopefully this is transferring in this film, but there's no damage to the top from that test. We've performed that test a lot, and this stuff has gotten very, very heat resistant. We are very happy with our product, and rest assured that your heat, it's not a normal epoxy. You can't buy this at Home Depot. This is very special. It's formulated for countertops and for that kind of abuse. So you know, there's so many differences between different types of resins, thousands of differences. And so with our product, you can know you're getting the most durable product on the market. So we're going to show you some more tests here. So this counter has been here for a while, and it's you know, there's not huge scratches on the surface, but over time your counters are going to show wear. We've done these for people who have rental homes, and they'll turn a house over to renters, and sometimes renters are quite harsh on an environment in a kitchen or a bathroom. And in that case, you can come back, you know, two years down the road, a year down the road, and you can repolish the surface, which is a very big benefit to a do-it-yourself type system. Whenever you're doing these counters yourself, or you're a contractor and you've added this to your business, inevitably you're going to get a callback, or you're going to get a scratch, or you're going to get something that damages. Now comes into play, how hard is this to repair? If you know, I lived in the granite world for a long time. We installed granite countertops, which is basically what led us to Stone Coat countertops, because granite was A, very expensive, and B, very hard to repair in certain circumstances, and you needed highly specialty tools to repair it. In this case, you don't. I'm going to show you how to start here. So on our website, we have a link to all the products that we've tested and tried, and you can rest assured that we have been there and done that, and so we transfer that information through our videos, and I hope that is conveyed through what we're talking about. But everything that we put on our links, our little Amazon links, is because we own those tools, we've tried those products, and that's what we use and found success with. So when I get scratches in the surface, or wear, or it becomes dull over time because of plates and cups and all kinds of stuff sliding on it over and over and over for a long time, you want to polish it out. Well, it's very easy to polish out. So in this case, there's not some big piece of damage, but I'm going to show you how quickly you can polish this out. This machine here, I think it's about $50-something, and it's a very good polisher. It's on our website on a link. This waffle pad, this is a very good foam waffle pad made for compound, not for polish. There's a difference there. And so the white waffle pad is what we recommend. And so we use that. It goes right on our polisher. That's also on our website. And then we use this Meguiar's 105 Ultra Cut Compound. This is the magic sauce to make them polish. You know, we've tried a bunch of different ways to polish the surface, and this is a one-step system. You don't need a compound and a polish. This actually does a phenomenal job of polishing Stone Coat countertops. So when we do polish inside the house, one thing that we got to remember is this machine here, it spins, it rotates, and so if you get a bunch of compound on the surface, it's going to whip that all over the kitchen. And so you got to practice a little bit and get the ratio of how much compound you really need to get the polish you're looking for. But this is insurance. What I do when I'm polishing in the house is I just take a row of tape and I actually put it up along the perimeter. And that acts like a little dam, and that will stop a lot of that spitting from from the compound. So that's really easy to put up. And I just, you know, I'm going to do this section here, but I'll show you exactly how this works. So I got a dam set up there. Now, if you don't have this machine, and you just want to brighten up your counters, let me make sure this is open. Now I got to open this up. This we also have a link to on our site. This is a really good compound. I love working with this stuff. Okay, so if you don't have this machine and don't want to put the money up for it, you can just get a waffle pad and you can get this compound. And you can do it by hand for light wear. Not for a big heavy scratch, it's not going to work right. But for light wear, if I just put a little bit of this on the surface, I can take this like a cloth. So, are you focused in there? Can you see that? Is this a good spot to do it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so I'm going to take this. And I'll just do that section right there. And then I'll go get a paper towel and wash, I'll get that residue off, and you'll see how it brightens it up a little bit. So I don't know if the camera picks that up, but I can see just that ring kind of where I did it, and it looks pretty good. It doesn't do a big difference, but that is a way that you can buff out just small wear and tear. But as for me, because I do this for a living, when I do go back and refresh counters, this is the machine that I use. So we're going to go ahead and use this polisher, and that's how much I put on at a time. And I just work in little sections at a time, but I'll take this machine, before I start it, I'll work that compound around a little bit so that it doesn't have a lot to spit. And then I'm going to start my polishing. Can you see that?
Yeah. Boy, look at how pretty that looks.
So that definitely shines it up. Now I'm going to show you another thing that we can do here. So this is also how you can polish a top. If you have just poured your fresh Stone Coat countertop and you have pits, or you have damage in it, or there's a bug or something that bugged you in the surface, you can actually sand the entire countertop and then polish the entire countertop. Now that takes a lot of work. It's definitely an extra step, but that's if you want to go that route. We've done that on a lot of our jobs and had great success with it, because then if we do get called back on our job, we know what sheen to bring the countertop back to. So that's why we polish. But when we do, we use these automotive pads. So we actually have a kit that we sell on our site, and what that kit is for is it's an assortment pack of sandpaper. These are automotive discs. They're 6-inch automotive discs, and what we found is you can't go to like an auto paint supply and just buy one disc of one grit. They have 50 packs, and so it would be really expensive for somebody to go get all these different grits and have to buy 50 packs of everything. We tried to just get an assortment pack and couldn't find it online. So we actually offer that as a courtesy to our customers, that if you want every grit that we use, we'll put together a little pack for you. And I'll show you, we start with 220. Now, we don't always start with 220. When we're doing, it depends on, if you've gotten a scratch and you're just gonna remove a scratch, you don't need to start at 220. You can start much higher than that, just depending on the depth of your damage. So, but what we always send in our assortment pack is 220, 320, 400, 600, 800, 1000, sorry, 1200, 1500, 2000, and 2500. So through experience, we've learned exactly what grit we need to start at when we see some damage or scratches. I'll show you what kind of scratches I'm talking about. So here's a little Phillips screwdriver. Now Catherine's going to be mad at me for doing this, but I'm going to do it anyways. And let's just we'll start right here, and I'm gonna take this screwdriver and scratch that surface up. Okay. Can you see those scratches here? Are they showing up?
Oh yeah. Look what you did. What a bad babysitter you were.
Okay.
We're not hiring you back.
Can you see those on the film?
Yeah, let's make sure we get. Can you see that, everybody? Big mess.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that damage off just so I don't have to sand forever, and I'll show you quickly how to fix this. Okay. So how this damage occurs is you shouldn't cut on your countertops, you know. You can, you know, let's grab a knife. I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about. So I have a knife here. Say we cut vegetables on our top, you know, it's actually not, it's putting in little tiny marks. It's going to be hard for you to see on camera, but I could see them. And so, you know, cutting on the surface, it's not really going to show a bunch of damage. If you want to pull in here, can you see? See like the little lines right there? Mm-hmm. So that's what that knife did. So I'm going to tape this damage off. And I'll show you how we can fix it. Now normally we would just start and we'd work our way out. You could take like a whiteout pin and make some slashes so that you know how far you sanded. So each grit you go just a little further. But for damage like this, I would probably start at a 600 grit. So there's my 600. Now, I told you that this product here, okay, I told you that these sanding discs are 6-inch, and this is a 5-inch random orbital sander. Okay, so this random orbital sander, I like to use an undersized sander for my disc, and the reason that I do that is so that the disc overlaps the Velcro by a long ways, because if you actually rub the Velcro, if you don't get that perfectly centered, it'll put like curly cues and stuff in the surface. And so that's why I make sure I go ahead and get a 6-inch pad for a 5-inch sander. So let me plug this in and I'll start my repair here. Show you how long this takes. So I see almost all that's gone. I just see a tiny little white line here. So I'm gonna go just a little bit heavier right there. All right, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and do 800 grit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel my tape, and now I'm going to go just a little further each time here. You could even take a Sharpie and draw some lines, because a Sharpie marks will come off with that isopropyl alcohol very well. So you could use a Sharpie as registration marks if you wished. So we're going to go to 1,000 grit here. Okay, we'll go to our 1200. And actually what I like to do is, as I get up to the finer grits, I'll just wipe the dust off of what I got there. The reason I do that is so I don't keep putting coarser grit into the top. So here's 1200. Okay, let's go to our 1500. We'll slide these on their face. Let's go to 15. A lot of people ask us how to do a matte finish, not a high gloss finish, and you do it with these same pads. You let your countertop cure for about a week, and then you come back and you sand it and get it to the sheen level that you want, and then you can apply like just a cleaner just to wipe off all the dust and stuff. But you can go up to whatever sheen level that you like. Another thing that you can do is take it to a matte finish and then apply like a mineral oil and then clean it, and that will look really good. Okay, so now we're going to go to 2000 grit. That's really starting to fade in our sanding there, where you can't really see where we went, which is good. Now we're going to go to 2500. And this is our final pad before we polish. And you can see that I really feather it out as we go. I do start with get our damage out with the 600, and then just progress from there. And I could do this whole island very quickly, but what I want to show is I could match the sheen of what we had here just by spot repair. So if you had just a 200-inch run, you don't need to do the whole run. You can just do a spot and get it to a nice shine. So I'll go ahead and I'll shine this up right now with that method that I previously showed there. Just put a little polishing compound there. I'll plug this guy back in. I'm going to rub this around a little bit and love that polisher. You got it really hot. It puts a lot of friction, so add a little bit more compound there. Need to polish just a little bit more right there. Nice. How's that look there on camera?
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm looking at where we did all that, and no, it looks great.
Wow. Like it never even happened.
So, you know, if you hurt your countertops, they're repairable. That's the beauty of it. If you damage Formica, it's really hard to remove those scratches and burns. If you damage granite, it's really hard to remove the scratches. You have to surface polish it. If you damage like a quartz or a silestone or a zodiac, those man-made stones, those are very hard, way harder than granite to remove those problems. If you, you know, there's a lot of very high-end countertops out there that you can't do yourself, and they're very hard to repair. This product, is it indestructible? No, it's not indestructible. You can show wear over time. You can damage it. Now here's the beauty too, is let's say a few years down the road you're sick of your counters that you paid, you know, $250 to do your whole kitchen in, and you want to make a different color. All you have to do is mask off your cabinets, sand your countertops to 220, and put another color on them. That's the beauty of this product. It really you can go over it, you can polish it, you can repair it, you can throw fire on it, you can put your hot pans on it, you can hit it with a hammer, aka drop something accidentally, and it's not going to destroy your surface. Where you got it just how you want it now it looks bad. So I hope this video answered your questions on how to repair it if you do damage it, that it does handle the impact, it is sandable, you can repair it. That this is a real surface that you can use in your kitchen. Your kids can beat it up like ours do, and you can repair it down the road if needs be. So thank you again for watching. Please visit our website at stonecoatcountertops.com. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. And do us a favor and share this with your friends. It really helps us get known out there, and that's what we're trying to do. We've had so much positive feedback from our customers and great pictures that you guys are sending to us of your projects. Thank you for doing that, and please continue. And we do post our phone number for anybody to call with any questions that you have. We're happy to answer them and coach you through your project. All of our training is free, and we hope you enjoy that. And thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day. Okay, we're going to talk about objects sitting on the countertop for a long period of time. For instance, this flower vase. If this vase, it sat out here on this counter for a long time, and it doesn't weigh a lot, but there's a little weight to it, and there's a distinct ring underneath this flower vase. Or things like this basket actually. This basket of fruit, it has a ring right here. And if that fruit sits there for a long time, you might get really nervous because when you move that, you might see, and now this isn't going to happen in 20 minutes or an hour, it's going to take something sitting up there kind of permanently. And so when you move it, you might see a little ring. You go, oh no, I ruined my countertop. No, you didn't. This material actually has memory. And what I mean by that is when you heat it up, it will go right back to where it was when you had leveled your counters originally. It's really cool. So if you think you've damaged it from a real heavy crock pot, heating up the surface, and then the feet that protrude under the bottom might leave a little dents where it was. One thing that you can do is when you're going to warm something up, it promotes that because it heats the epoxy. So you can stick it on a cutting board or something like that while you're using your crock pot. Another thing that you can do is, let's say that you do have a ring. If you move that object and it's in room temperature, over time that will just dissipate and kind of go away. But if you want to expedite the process, just apply a little heat to it. So let's say that this sat here for a long time, which actually before we started this video to show you the durability, there was a ring from this exact vase right here, but because we heated it up when we polished it, it's gone. So we can't show you exactly how cool it works. But all you have to do is move that, turn your blow dryer on full blast, and just sit there and work it, and you'll watch it disappear. Just get it nice and hot. So that's how you get rid of a ring or a foot mark or something like that that's bugging you. But for most of the time when you have a flat bottom on something, it's not going to happen because it's distributing the pressure of those points of where it's sitting. So that might help you if you do. Don't panic if that happens, but that's a real common thing that's easy to fix. So enjoy your countertops and live with them just how you would. Treat them like your normal countertops, and just like you treat something that you really love in your house, take care of them, and they'll last a long time. Another question that we get a lot is, what do I clean my counters with? It's real simple. This is a non-porous material. It doesn't keep bacteria on the surface, and it's very easy to clean. You just don't want to use harsh abrasive material like a Scotch-Brite pad or a Brillo pad to clean it. You want to use cleaners like Dawn dishwashing soap and water, or you can go to your local hardware store or local grocery store and get any cleaner that's made for man-made materials like Corian and Formica and fiberglass showers and tubs and those kind of things. Work really good on cleaning the surface. Another thing that's really great about Stone Coat Countertops is it meets all the criteria for incidental food contact in commercial kitchens. So you can actually pour this and use this in a commercial kitchen as well, and it meets that criteria. That's the way we clean them. We just don't use abrasives, and you can use bleach, but over time bleach might dull the surface a little bit, and if that does happen, just polish it how we showed you with that polishing compound. It'll brighten it right back up. Thank you. All right, some frequently asked questions that we get on the Stone Coat Countertop durability and also the installation of Stone Coat Countertops are some of these are the questions that we get is how long before I can actually use my counters after we've poured. You can use your counters 48 to 72 hours after you poured your countertops. You need to make sure that when you pour, it needs to be in temperatures between 65 and 75 degrees. That's ideal. You also want to get your Stone Coat Countertop epoxy near your heat source to really warm it up before you pour and mix it. That helps it flow and level just amazingly. So that's a good time frame. But when you do start using your countertops, they continue to cure for a 30-day period, and they get harder and harder over time. So really baby them and be kind to them in that first 30 days as you're using them. But remember, if you damage them, you can always come back and do what we showed you here in this video and polish them out. Another question that we get is, how long do I wait between pouring coats of my decorative color coat and my final flood coat? That's also a great question. We wait 1 day. We wait like a 24-hour period to where it's not sticky in between those coats. If you're going to seal your counters like concrete, you can do this over concrete countertops, but you need to seal it like you would a raw slab or a wood slab because it's porous. So just do a tight seal coat with a squeegee. It takes about 1 ounce per square foot. And then when you go ahead and do your decorative coat, we factor in about 40 to 50 square feet per gallon per flood coat. So it's real easy to figure that out. If you have a 50 square foot kitchen, it's going to take about a gallon per flood coat. So you do your decoration, and then after you wait 24 hours, you sand it with 220. You can just do it by hand, scuff sand it just to take some of the gloss out so it has mechanical bond so that it will bite to your surface, and then do your final flood coat. then wait your 48 to 72 hours to use your kitchen.